I can take a more objective stand. So I must say that India's biggest challenge, security challenge, comes from the extremist Islam. See, China is a territorial challenge. I agree, okay. But with China, we have boundary problems, and at the maximum, China, will be like, creating disturbances in the boundary areas, or maybe some kind of, cyber challenges or issue. But China is not going to come and occupy Bangalore, Udaipur, Dungarpur, or, Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram, or Chennai. They are not interested in that, Now coming to Pakistan. Pakistan is just a manifestation of extremist Islam. Pakistan as an idea, Pakistan is just an idea. It's a manifestation. The basic genesis, the root, the idea behind Pakistan is the extremist Islam. And that continues to be India's major security challenge for the last 1200 years. And unfortunately, after India's independence, that challenge has not weakened. It has become stronger. Even in the last 12 years, after the Modi government came to power, I guess still, there is some degree of understanding, regarding the seriousness of this challenge. But then I still feel that, government needs to do a lot. Our preparations, our policies are not very clear. I'll just give you one situation, one example, okay, Well, you have these highly trained Pakistani SSG commandos infiltrating Kashmir from the Samba Kathua region as terrorists, okay. And, they are so well trained that even from a distance of 100 feet, they can take a headshot and they can kill a para commando, a para
So
unit
you think these are actually Pakistan military?
Some of them are SSG commandos,
Okay.
So imagine, if they move from that region to a small district in UP, let's say, a Kanpur or Jhansi, okay, is it difficult, to reach there? Once you get into the Indian border, it's not that difficult, okay. If they reach a place like Jalore or Savai Madhopur in Rajasthan, okay, and if they are able to occupy, like, the police control room or the city center point, with some good weapon, can you imagine for how long they'll be able to engage the local police? Because the local police has no exposure, the intelligence has no exposure, they are not trained. That person will kill at least 100 to 200 people,
You're
before
talking
dying
about
himself.
basically Hamas-like situation, what happened to Israel.
Yes. And besides that, imagine a scenario where you have massive communal violence, See,
Yes.
Imagine a situation where, suppose government comes out with a Waqf, bill or Waqf resolution, something like that, okay, After that, there is a very well orchestrated, centrally, internationally planned, massive all India protest agitation, okay, and, given that, but, well, our central agencies are still, they're better and they have better exposure, but in places like MP, UP, Rajasthan, the state intelligence bodies, they don't have a sufficient exposure to the activities and the workings of the minds of these extremist Islamist groups, So imagine, against any of the government resolutions, suppose there is some kind of a well orchestrated national level movement, okay, in various parts of the country. And in the initial phase of the attack, they go and, some kind of a major violence takes place. If they kill a large number of the people from the other community, and simultaneously, if that is accompanied by terrorist attacks, because if the people who are infiltrating as terrorist cadres, they can act as catalysts in such a situation. They can coordinate such things. So if these two things happen in various parts of the country, simultaneously, complementing each other, what would be the government response? As a democratic country, you cannot go and fire upon the civilian protesters.
No, you can't. Absolutely. I mean, you're absolutely
And besides that,
right.
the population part, okay, well, no, we didn't have a census in 2021. I don't know what's the population composition right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if the population goes on to, increasing like this, okay, well, when I mention this, I'm not making a rant against any specific religion. I'm talking purely as a security expert or as an academic, okay. Let's say, imagine by 2050, 2060, okay, you have an overwhelming, segment of the population, who comes under the influence of radical preachers, or extremist Maulanas. And if they decide to vote as per the guidelines given by those Maulanas or those preachers, and if they are able to send at least 100, 60, 70 MPs in your upper house, in your lower house, then even they don't need any terrorism. Just by some legal methods or by the parliamentary methods, democratically, you can bring in Sharia. And in Bangladesh, you have seen after years of Hasina's so-called democratic rule or whatever, the Hindus are facing such persecution. Despite the fact that India played a major role in the independence of Bangladesh, there is no sense of gratitude, there is no love left for India, and they're killing the Hindu population every day. Imagine, if you have such a population composition happening in various parts of India, what do you expect? Like you have, see, there are not enough evidences. You look at Kashmir. In Kashmir, in 1990, the Kashmiri Pandits were brutally massacred, killed, and thrown out of the valley. Why? To change the demography.
Yep.
And that's what's happening in the Poonch Rajouri region right now.
Well, Abhinav, thank you for coming to the show and scaring me out of my wits. And I'm certain the viewers will also. But yeah, I think seriously, the Indian government needs to. I hope they were aware of the situation. I hope some action is being taken.
I think that, government needs to take the security domain very seriously, and a very typical mundane bureaucratic approach cannot help you address the situation. You need a very long-term, holistic 20-year roadmap to address the situation. For that, you need experts. You need to go beyond your bureaucratic formalities and rigidities. You need to come out of that hubristic mindset that, well, we know it all and, we will just, take care of everything. It doesn't work like that. I mean, you just imagine that incident, that fellow in my city, Udaipur, he slaughtered a man in that ISIS-style beheading.
Yes.
So that guy, that the man who killed Kanhaiya Kumar.
The tailor.
So that guy, let me tell you, the man who slaughtered that tailor, he was not trained in Lashkar-e-Taiba or Jaish-e-Mohammed camps. He was a localite. A very nice localite, very well mingled with the local population. He was known to a lot of people. He
suddenly showed his ISIS face.
Because of purely religious reasons,
Brain totally washed.
And he had a family. So definitely there are people. It was discovered after that incident that people were going from that part of the country to Pakistan, and they were getting some mild religious preaching and training, and there were encrypted WhatsApp groups. Unfortunately, my state police had absolutely no idea how those groups were functioning and all, and they were clueless about what this Barelvi, Deobandi, radical, stuff which is going on these channels. But then the most shocking part is that he was a local Muslim, born and brought up in that local composite culture, which you call Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb, and then he could dare to do such thing. And once again, look at the fact that he has a family. He did not even care or even think twice, think once about the future of his family, that what would happen to his family if he is arrested or if he is killed. So he could take such a brave, such an audacious, bold step, just out of religious motivation. That means the problem is very serious. It's
so basically, viewers, we can thank you again, Abhinav. And basically, our problem, I think, from whatever I can deduce, is that our problem is that we are reactive. Yeah. We react to a situation. We are not proactive. We are not trying to be. We are too happy being what we are. You know. Yeah. So I hope the government is doing something about it. I hope our intelligence establishment is aware of what is going on, because what we are looking at the future, it is not happy.
Yes.
Thank you, Abhinav, once again for coming to the show. Thank you, viewers, for watching. Until the next time.